This is one article that I wanted to do. So actually wearing a mask can help your child learn. So it's
learn how to be a sheep.
Yeah, you should be putting on a sheep mask. It's the culmination of, is there any point where the New York Times will step away from being like a propaganda for whatever they're supposed to do? It's like,
no,
they almost have no shame with, what are we selling? They go, I remember when I was watching that old dictator documentary, one of the biggest things that they said was Stalin, the New York Times were over there like selling his propaganda. Like they would bring the New York Times journalists to like some sweet place and then butter them up and give them all the access. And then they'd go back and write these New York Times articles being like, Stalin's actually, if anything, what's the opposite of killing people? That's what he's doing.
Yeah, you go. He kind of was a bit sheepish. I kind of wanted to go check out some stuff, and he was really adamant that I don't go see certain things. But from what I did see, he
doesn't ask questions like that. They bring him to the area, and he gets to go back and be the liaison to Russia.
Totally.
But it's like the New York Times has no shame where they go, okay, we know our narrative is masks are sick, right? Mm-hmm. We're well aware of that. Now,
there's nothing sicker.
So they just literally do mad gabs to figure out articles about, it's like, actually sex is better with a mask. Now they're saying, it's like, obviously, even if you're the biggest mask advocate, you go, it's probably not better.
Yeah, it's probably not better. So again, maybe it's better for children contracting COVID, if that's your argument. But you're saying it's better for them being in school?
Better, period.
Yeah. It's essentially being like, hey, masks are really good if you don't have a good vertical and you're trying to dunk. Put a mask on.
It's actually better.
It's actually better. You'll
jump
higher.
Wind resistance.
Yeah, you'll jump way higher. And you go, okay.
They call that coping, I believe. But opponents of mask mandates for preschool and elementary school have expressed concern that wearing masks will impair children's ability to learn language. So these, there's bigots out there that might say that it's not good.
Hate bigots.
Children in cultures where caregivers and educators. But here's some evidence on the contrary. Children in cultures where caregivers and educators wear head coverings that obscure their mouths and noses develop skills just as children in other cultures do.
Did the Taliban write this? I know I asked that last week about the sex one, but I'm like, are the Taliban getting in the BuzzFeed game? Are they getting in the listicle game?
Yeah. Even
Talibans are like, yeah, fucking full body coverings are sick.
Dude, their arguments out of this is the start is like, oh, well, if it's not worse for the children, then why are children in places where every woman wears a face covering killing it?
Yeah, explain Saudi Arabia to me then.
And you go, I mean, obviously the explanation would be that, yeah, they think that that's worse. What's their argument? Like, as if you take like aptitude tests, like the kids in, some places where everyone has head coverings, there'd be no difference. Like, obviously, there's going to be differences everywhere in the world.
Do you think
but they didn't also follow this up by, and those children are just as good, just as good at what?
It's not really scientific.
What's the argument? They go, they're just saying that they were able to finish school. Look at
them. They finished.
Kids in the Taliban went to school.
Well, the guys did.
Told you exactly. They go. Told you they can go to school with a mask on.
Do you think if you wear
I don't know what the argument is.
If you wear a burqa, do you think you have to wear first off, do you have to wear a mask
on over top of your burqa?
But do you have to wear a mask? Period. Like, are you like I'm already wearing a mask? I've been wearing this thing for 40 years.
No, because they would never know if you had one under, so there's no way to tell.
But I'm saying, does the burqa be like, that's fine? We don't.
They can't tell.
What do you mean they can't tell? I'm saying just the act of having the thing covering your face. Like, is that good in lieu of a mask?
Good enough for who?
For the Fauci of the Middle East.
To what? Get into the stores where you
I guess. Yeah.
Well, my point is,
I guess they would never know.
Where would you be going?
But that's what I'm saying. So is masks on the outside of the burqa?
Just
because you can't trust them. You go, look, mask on the outside. So they're just like the mask on the outside.
Sorry, you can't be trusted because you're a woman. That's why you got you into this situation.
Well, and then
if we could trust you, we wouldn't have to put that on.
Yeah, if Eve wouldn't have eaten that goddamn apple,
yeah, we wouldn't be in this.
You wouldn't have to wear this mask on the outside of your deal.
They go, blind children who cannot see faces at all still learn to speak. Because someone was saying it's probably bad
Mic
for
drop.
kids.
That's literally. I don't know. I heard, last I checked, blind kids couldn't read.
Yeah. So they go, if it's so bad to wear a mask, explain blind kids. Here's like, honestly, I don't know what the things are, but you go, listen, if you were to say, is it better to have a mask or worse to have a mask? I'm sure it's a bit worse.
Yeah.
If their argument was it's even, you go, I don't really know the statistics. It would take 10 years to ever show if
there's no studies about, because there's no.
Well, they have a study for you of how fucking sick it is. Indeed, there's a good reason to believe that wearing a mask at school could actually improve certain social and cognitive skills. Indeed.
Oh yeah, because you're trying that much. You're trying because now you can only read the eyes, so you got to really like spend more time.
You spend more time.
Like, what's the face doing right now?
You become an expert at eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they go helping to strengthen abilities like self-control and attention. So if you don't get to look around at the mouth, you don't have your mouth. So
yeah. Plus, you're exercising so much self-control by keeping that mask on.
So, I think I'm not kidding you. They say that in the article. This is
dude. If I was
heard.
Like in 12 right now, and they were like, "Yeah, you got to wear a mask," I'd be like, "Yeah, good luck with that."
School fuck. Oh, dude, I didn't follow any rules. Every teacher would be telling me to put that back on every 2 seconds.
Oh, dude,
I'd be the guy getting kicked off the plane.
You are that guy right now. What are you talking about? Yeah, I might be that guy back then. Like, you're that guy.
This is not to say that masks are preferable to no masks. All things being equal. This is literally the title of the article. Masks are inconvenient and uncomfortable and bothersome, so they do agree that they're annoying. But they also, on the flip side, it makes you better at learning. But as long as they are needed, we should take advantage of the fact that they offer distinctive opportunities for learning and growth. This is this article written by the masks?
Yeah, it's like Big Mask. This is literally brought to you by Big Mask.
Yeah. Take language learning. It's true that masks cover our mouths. And seeing mouth shape and movement contributes to language development in infants. But learning how to communicate involves more than just mouths, a reality that masks accentuate. It turns out that looking at eyes is at least as important to looking at mouths to understand whom you're looking at.
Eyes are getting some shine right now. Eyes are finally getting their day.
Yeah. It's like, this is the equivalent of a girl being like, why 2 black eyes from your husband can actually improve your work life. Like, yes, if your thing is like, you can, which I disagree with yours, but you're saying the silver lining, this is the gist of what they're selling. And even though their title is like, it's actually better. Anyone could say that, hey, I got shot and I was in a hospital for 6 months and I couldn't move. But you know what? I was drinking less during those months.
Yeah,
I cut down on the drinking.
Yeah.
I wasn't partying as hard when I was in those areas. So it's actually positive. It's, I guess you can...
getting shot was the best thing that ever happened.
Spent less money.
Yeah.
I was actually spending less money when I was in that situation. So, in fact, children have a stronger capacity to discern people's thoughts and emotions based on the eyes alone, instead of looking at that pesky mouth.
Yeah, I was always just looking right at the cock.
Yeah, right at the cock. Children also rely on other cues, such as parody, gesture, and context, to figure out what new words mean and what other people are thinking. Sometimes these cues are subtle. A classroom full of people wearing masks is a great opportunity for children to practice paying attention to other cues, such as a tone of voice or the teacher's body language.
Yeah, you know how much kids love paying attention.
This is insane. They go, why are masks better? Well, because you can't see their face, so you'll pay more attention to the body language. So if you took the masks off, wouldn't that be good that they paid more attention to the mouth?
Yeah.
Wearing a mask can also help the teachers pay attention to their own body language. It's better for the teachers.
It's better for the teachers too. It's better for everybody. If I could think of one negative about masks, it's that there isn't one.
There isn't one.
It's that there isn't.
The negative is the mandates are one day going to go away, and then these kids are not going to be able to learn because there's going to be these kids going into the workforce that they had all these advantages of the math. They're going to be emotional intelligence experts.
Oh yeah, out the ass. EQ out the ass.
They're going to have fucking
compliant,
recognizing body language everywhere you look.
That'd actually be a good feature. Like if you're on your resume, like when you're trying to get a job, you'd be like, successfully wore a mask from age 8 to 18 with 0 infractions. You go, wow, that's a worker right there.
That's a compliant man. Younger children must inhibit the urge to pull off their mask, and older children must be mindful of when their mask is slipping down, okay to take off. So
I'm just thinking I'd be such a piece of shit.
Mindful of when your mask is
because you know the school I went to, like the elementary school I went to, was like Jewish school, and we had to wear like yarmulkes or whatever.
Yeah, it's the exact same shit.
But honestly, I'm like, I would like because we were such shit disturbers, and we would totally be like, I would have one on my head and one on. I'm like, what? This isn't fine. Like I would just know I would have been a nightmare during masks.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you didn't say where you had to wear the mask.
Yeah, you didn't say where you had to wear the mask.
Well, this is their last one, is they legitimately say that the kid learns self-control and self-regulation because they have the urge to pull off the mask and they don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Then why not put a bunch of other annoying things on top of them?
Yeah.
Like, why not just put like
what about one of those drinking birds that just goes on the top of your head and just bops you every 4 seconds?
Put a sticker on their forehead and they will learn all the self-control of not removing that annoying sticker.
Yeah. Maybe some sort of like low voltage shock collar.
And then they'll learn.
And they're just getting just a little shock. You know, like a dog, and then they'll learn to enjoy it.
Burqa people must be brilliant with all the benefits that they get.
Oh.
They have so much benefits of self-control.
So much self-control.
Oh my God. They're probably the most self-controlled people.
If you take off the burqa, underneath is just like it's just a body made of masks.
Perhaps the most important is wearing a mask during the pandemic is an opportunity for even young children to practice their caring for a community. Mm-hmm. So by preschool, children understand invisible germs can cause illness and behaviors such as hand washing can keep germs. Well, all that I know when I went to school is the kid whose mom was a germaphobe and turned him one super developed. Yeah. That guy always crushes it in life. Uh-huh. He's always popular. He's always great social skills.
Oh, social skills. Usually the social skills are where they excel.
Luckily, this germaphobe that you're being taught to be like a weird freak, he has the ability that he learned all of his social skills from having to look at the eyes.
You look at the eyes. Plus, if everybody's a germaphobe, then nobody's really a germaphobe. You kind of get to mask your crazies.
For other children, wearing a mask is a way to teach more sophisticated ethical concepts like duty and sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
So, patriots. So at this point, they're like, so you're going to be smarter from looking at the eyes. You're going to learn about duty and sacrifice. You get to be a germaphobe, which is positive for them.
That's good. Less illness.
You learn that invisible germs can cause illness.
The funny thing is because we're talking about what, like an 8-year-old here. It's like, imagine you talk to an 8-year-old about any of this, and they're like,
"What the fuck are you
like,
talking
what?
about?" Well, this is my favorite one of all. Stressing the discomfort and inconvenience of mask wearing are forms of generosity and public service that might, they're always like, because a lot of the premise of this article is like, it might, we can't know for sure, but probably it's better.
It's probably better. It must be better.
It's probably better.
It's better.
It has to be better.
It must be.
It has to be better.
It's better.
It's better. They said, generosity and public service might motivate children to address other social problems in their lives, like bullying. So,
oh yeah. Best way to deal with your bully is with a mask on.
Yeah. No, their argument that
they can't see the fear on your face with that mask on.
Yeah, that's true.
Good.
That they've had the audacity to purport is because you're wearing a mask. You know that you're doing a mask to help the social, to address the social problems of the world.
Yeah.
Because you're better than people for doing this. And then you go, well, I'm at it. I should help other social problems. for example, that guy's getting bullied. Let me intervene and fight the bully.
Fight the bullies.
And I never would have done that if I wasn't wearing this mask.
Seems kind of like anti-racism for kids. It is, I'm an anti-racist. I wear this mask.
Are the New York Times even a paper right now?
I think so. I think they are a going concern, as one might. I think they're actually crushing it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if they're crushing it as well as under Trump, but I think they're doing pretty good. I think they're making money.
Well, masks stop bullying from kids at school. They turn you into a germaphobe, which always desirable.
Yes.
They make you have they make you understand sophisticated concepts like duty and ethics. Also, that thing is like, so I guess New York Times, I guess you're pretty into the idea of standing up for the national anthem and saluting the flag.
Big flag people.
Not New York Times, since you're very into duty and sacrifice as a concept to learn.
Yeah. You know how much
Well,
they love that.